I have a lot of good ideas about why I'm doing my selfie therapy reflection, but the actual like deeper value remains to be seen. It's like it will come out in the wash. Meanwhile, I'm arriving, I'm showing up, here I am, and this week's takeaway has pretty much been that I can sit here like this and I can tap into whatever lesson I've had and present it like I'm some sort of an authority or expert on the subject matter, right? Or I can sit and say, hello, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm thinking. Here's my questions about it, et cetera, et cetera. And it comes off very differently. So my trip at the moment is I'm completely content to not presume so much. Now, I make assumptions as a part of like just the mental process to try to grasp reality and my, how I perceive and whatever, the experience, the human condition, the human trip. But I feel most confident in actually representing it as like nobody knows everything. And if they pretend that they do, then, you might have some questions, like whatever. It's like, and they're certainly not going to perceive it all in the same way as the next guy or as you. So I know I sound quite matter of fact, very, convinced. Well, but that's the thing is like, anyway, so I would rather just trust in the process and come off of like whatever my obsession is. Why am I doing this selfie therapy thing? Because I feel to do it. That's why I'm doing it. Not because I think it's going to be some revolutionary thing, not because I, whatever. So while I highly recommend it, it is what it is. So besides that, that's like one of the big takeaways. The next is, okay, let me refer to my notes here. Okay. So basically I set my intentions at the beginning of the week. It was all about regrounding, well, like just furthering, like really embracing that process, not as if it's a new thing. And just specifically more about trusting in, like reaffirming, like the affirmation process in reaffirming that my clarity and my efforts and everything, all the stuff that binds it all together, that it is to trust in that process and stop doubting or forcing or whatever. I don't even know. So basically that's what it is. Just like the trust factor in the clarity and the efforts, coming to fruition is like back to the grounding analogy of the earth and the seeds and all that good stuff. So that's how I started out the week. Then we moved on to, let's see what happened. I don't have to refer to my notes to remember that it seems so much happens. Okay. So naturally, of course, I can't get out of the creativity trip. I mean, that's my thing. So I have to keep, whether myself is pushing me to do it or I'm pushing myself or whatever. It's just this energy of force, but in a good way, not control. And like I'm heeding the call and then I'm like putting in the effort and then it's like I'm being, like this momentum. So anyway, I've definitely been doing that. And, I can't, that's one thing I just can't let go of is the creative processing. And so I've been working on lots of things, all the, the writing and the visuals and the, the rhythms and, all of this conceptualization. And, so that's definitely on track with. Okay. And then, the tests. I guess I don't need to be taking, well, let's see. Yes. It's not so much, I wrote in my notes here that like I've tested, and it's not that my will has been tested or even my belief. It's that stamina, that like mortal, like, how much more can like I endure, kind of thing. So, basically I arrived at, like the portal concept of opening this portal, like achieving the mirage, like arriving there instead of the mirage being something that's unattainable, always off in the distance. The portal of like literally just opening the landing page, getting my, online presence in order without any presumption of who I know it's antithetical. Everyone's saying, okay, you're a failure because you don't niche down and speak to your target audience. And I don't know. I mean, I can intellectualize it. I can understand what they're saying and everything. But honestly, in my true old dog experience, the truth of the truth of the truth is I've done so much better when I just believe in what I'm doing and I trust. And then it's like it reaches the right people because it resonates. It's not some weird, contrived commercial, like, same old, same old. So anyway, that's where I just like have to be like the rerouting of the confidence. And my confidence, like my lack of confidence, isn't in myself or my mission or anything. It's not even in like, that some people are scary because they seem like completely unaligned and do terrible things. I do believe in humanity. I love people. It's more about trusting that, in the divine timing. I don't know. Anyway, this is like a long multitudes of philosophical quandaries and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so then it comes, to the gratitude. Of course, we have our mindfulness walk. Unfortunately, I'm still, as you can see, I'm hunched over. I'm not in the position to elongate and express and get out because it's just, there's these like external constraints that I'm working within at the moment. And I've been wanting to really get back into my embodiment practices. I've been doing my mindfulness practices and my micro movements and all of these things, but I'm ready to expand on a larger scale for my health. I absolutely need to do it. And one of the things was like the gratitude, a regular gratitude practice. It's not just the journaling and the mindfulness and everything, but there's really something therapeutic, like with the right and left, the bilateral, like rhythm integration that I've been doing. There's the walking is very, very, very important. I'm kind of like in a Walking Dead set, so it's really not the ideal and safe. It could be dystopian and like cinematic, but it's not really what I want to represent at the moment. So it's, we're not there. So, but the gratitude for sure. I've been like obsessed. Again, it ties with the creativity and the gratitude. And so I'm super excited that, and going through with the creativity and everything, pumping out. I was very, very happy after lots of tests. I just said all these tests and challenges. I was beside myself on, I'd submitted my first book into Amazon and I was like, I compiled these ideas just to put something out on this portal trip. Oh no, the formatting, they didn't like the formatting. So basically I had to redo it. And fortunately, because I don't have the equipment, I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the time, because you have a time limit. Like, even though my daughter is very, 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 very busy, she managed to be able to like send her some files and this and that to put it into a different extension. I could download on my phone, like a trial program that could somehow read it, that I could do the editing and just pray to God that somehow it saved when in what I had the access to didn't give me the option to save it in the correct formatting that they suggested. So I just like shot in the dark. I'm like, I got to get this in by the deadline. And it went through. So I have the proof coming tomorrow. And we'll see if it printed it out in gibberish, like, when it goes through the program translation, if it actually prints in like real text and if the layout is like passable, which is super exciting. And you'd think if they rejected like the easy content version of it, and then accepted this one, that you would think it had gone through the test and it just didn't turn into like the computer language hieroglyphs in the formatting. So that I'm very, very excited. And also, on the friends and the family and everything, like just having this, the energy, the positive energy behind me has been so meaningful. And I'm so grateful for that. And also my son, I'm very proud. He got his like some award in the Navy, and I'm not thrilled that he's going to be like shipped out here pretty soon. And, but I'm very happy for him. I'm very proud of him. And so that's like a big deal. There's just like so much, so much energetic stuff around the gratitude. So anyway, back on track with moving forward. We've got, okay. Yeah. So, and in addition to managing to, get this Amazon finally approved, in my part of my goal setting, like the bigger, not just the weekly intention, but the goal setting was to figure out how to streamline my online presence. It's a jumble. It's a mess. It's all over the place. I don't know what to do. I'm just, between the passwords and the different sites and all the trends and all just blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I just have to get like back to the portal. So I'm going to clean up my, whatever, come up with a banner and the branding thing. And then I have to figure out like how to put it out in a way that's just accessible, that I can just reach people, that the right people, on whatever scale, just streamlined and so that the energy can flow. I can, create like whatever, channel the positive, the promotion of like the creative spirit, put it out, and then people can, the energy can flow back, and I can, whatever, spread the good news and like receive, the reciprocal like exchange in the form of resources to survive, to do more. So all that was like coming to fruition. And in the process, I was like, you know what? This was yesterday. I decide I want to do like just be really honor this energetic portal and stop trying to think I can understand the algorithm, understand what the masses are thinking. I don't, it's just not my. Intellectually, I can understand. Psychologically, I understand. I mean, if I studied geopolitics or anthropological, all these things of the humanities, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. But that's not my focus. That's not my expertise. That's not my flavor, whatever, to actually come up with a marketing campaign to like, whatever, mass distribute a bunch of, no. So, I lost my train of thought here. I get like squirreled off. So anyway, now if I wanted to just like act like I knew what I was talking about, I could just jump to another thought, but I really am just trying to be real here, and this is like a therapeutic process. So and again, if it like the thought had gone away and oh no, I lost my thought, I gotta get, no, I trust it'll come back and more formulated or whatever. So I can't remember exactly where I left off, but so yesterday, when I was doing my little short, because I made the commitment, I'm going to show up and just do a little positive, affirmation a day just to get me on this, in this flow. I decided, you know what? I was doing like a little bilateral rhythm, on the drum about just remembering the chakras, like the root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, blah, 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 up and down. And, I decided, you know what? The clip of me sitting there and doing the practicing, learning the exercise to do the cute little clip, why not just put it out there? It's only 5 minutes, it's like, so I was like, that will bite the bullet of getting back into the long form, because I am so just sick of this whole, like this blockage. There's this certain standard and now YouTube was originally for you. For you. And I love it. That's why I love it. And, so you know what, as long as now granted, the algorithm is all for marketing and they're probably not going to show, this to many people, but if you're one of the lucky ones that happen to see it, then, or the LinkedIn, tied in, whatever, connected for whatever reason in this moment kind of people, the fortune opposed to luck, then, it is what it is. It is what it's meant to be. So I bit the bullet. I put out the long form and, whatever. I'm just going to start showing up more of however I want and stop really tripping out on, because it's really, to me, it's like, again, to the confidence issue. It's not that I doubt myself. It's not that I'm some ego trip. I know myself. I've always known myself. I'm, like better than everybody. You have to laugh. I was in the middle of a tirade on confidence versus egotism, and in the modern world. And anyway, so the storage fills, and it's just like illustrative of everything I've been talking about all these challenges and obstacles. So I juggle between my another old phone, and here I am picking it up with. I'll just round this out for the sense of completion. Moving into like the next kind of lesson was in my notes is like on clarity, and that ties back into the conversation on will and all of that, what that means, which leads into basically the integration of it all. And so ultimately, I just want to leave you with this. Back in the day, even like way in the day, of artists and creatives, and even when I was younger, that we just didn't have the opportunity that we do now to be able to be on our like artistic trip and really, deep into our stuff, and have that also the ability to be able to connect. It's like you throw open your gallery door And it's like for someone on the other end of the world to pop in for a coffee is a huge compromise. It takes them away from their own work. And you want to be like working with people that are into their own thing. And so this is just like a modern virtual gallery community center type trip that I have to trust in the process of cultivating, even if it seems, whatever it seems. So if you want to like, subscribe, whatever, if you are one of these closet multipassionates that are like seeking true connection, then, join, follow along. Let's do this thing. Anyway, so that wasn't like, I guess, that way that I thought that this was going to go. I'm probably going to just still cut out my little clip short for the sake of consistency and, in my flow. But I'm just going to post this whole thing, and yeah, it is what it is. Have a wonderful day. Blessed, creative, and yeah.